Now, the rest of the story.
Well, that's the second to last unload into the grain cart for beans. I got about one more fill and that'll be it. We're down to the last 5 acres, and the last 5 acres are probably the toughest. This stuff is lodged, which means the air, the sun, the wind, it's not really getting down through the plants and letting those pods dry out. And I started in earlier, it was hitting 14.5%. Made 2 rounds like that, and the only thing I guess kept me going at that point was I had some 11% beans in the cart. Not a lot, just maybe 100 bushel, that I knew I could have dumped it in with and kind of mixed it in. It would have evened out. But we got going a little bit longer and had some more of the standing, got into some areas where it was standing a little bit better, and it was dropping it down to right around 13. I haven't seen anything lower than, well, the lowest I've seen is 12.8 on this field, but this was a longer, well, it was a 2/8 bean, so the stuff was going to stay wetter longer with the high hopes that it was going to yield. And as of right now, it's not. I mean, it's yielding, don't get me wrong, but this particular piece, I get the same yield no matter what I do to it. Tillage practices, fertilizer, chemicals, you know, foo-foo juice, snake oil, nothing really seems to help. I do honestly believe that this combine is most certainly making us yield just because it's doing a better job of being able to cut the field. Of course, the head is part of that too, but the separation is so much better. The threshing, I mean, and this is a really nice machine. There's no way I would have been running an hour ago in that 14.5% stuff. There's no way. This combine, if some of my older viewers, it came across online, I don't know if it was a joke. I've had people swear that it was honest. But Deere, when they released the 50 or 60 series with the rotors combines, one of their marketing for that combine was it was a soybean eating you know what, and it's absolutely true. This combine, I haven't really hardly heard it work yet. We've had a couple spots where it was a little sketchy, where it wasn't exactly just eating beans, it was eating a bunch of tough grass early in the day when you just got started. So 3.5 acres to go. We'll have this done. Beans will be finished. I don't know if this is all going to fit on the truck. Brian thinks it might, and then he's planning on getting that shipped out yet today. That's why I'm trying to get done, but it's 10 to 3. They close at 5. If he's out of here in the next 45 minutes, he'll be good. And then we're going to go through, we're going to clean everything up. Combine, bean head. I want to get this, I'm going to hit it with the washer just a little bit to get some of that hydraulic dust build up on it, off of it. And then probably tomorrow we'll switch it over onto the other head cart, the dolly head cart, because that'll be a little bit easier to back into the shed also. Well, I mean, the all-wheel steering header cart is, I really can't talk down either of them because they both work really well back into the shed. It's just that the all-wheel steering cart is going to be a lot nicer. It is a lot nicer for getting in some of our tight driveways, and it's already proven that going around between these bean fields. We'll get the bean head on the other cart, back that in the shed. This will be forgotten about for another year. I think we got to go through and tear apart the wiring harness on this head, because we've done the sensor, we've done the ground, I've done a connector, soldered it solid, and it's still doing that. And it's saying, well, now it's saying it's the left header sensor. And pretty much it's boiled down to the only thing we haven't done yet is rip that electrical harness out, and there's got to be a wire that's either rubbed through, chewed through. The combine tech said that on these heads in particular, the mice like to get up underneath where the feeder house connects to the head, and he said the mice actually like to chew on those wires up through there. I've never had mice really get into our headers before, but that could have basically happened since before we got it. The head still functions great. It does everything it's supposed to. It floats with the ground. I'm able to run it like that. I mean, it's just managing what you're doing. It's just, I don't want to have to listen to that all day. See, and then it goes away. So I don't want to have to listen to that all day long. But I'm sure everybody's ready to be done with us doing the soybean videos, which this is it. And then it'll be on to corn. I don't know if we're going to be running tomorrow. Ideally, that was kind of the plan originally, and harvest, do the home farm in about a day. But as of right now, I'm kind of leaning more towards start getting stuff cleaned up and switched around tonight, clean stuff out. I mean, I want to clean the cab on this thing. Really needs to be clean because that soybean dust just sticks to everything. And then I'm thinking go Tuesday. The goal is, and this is kind of a tight area, so I don't really need to back over the fence. The goal is to grind out the corn at the home farm in about a day, which I think we should be able to. If we can't, it's certainly not going to hurt us, because we can fill all the bins at the home farm. We got the 2 large bins for my parents. We got that broken wing bin. It's essentially we dry corn down, and we'll put a couple thousand bushels of dried, cooled down corn in it, and then that's my parents' cow feed, steer feed. I mean, for how much grain we give them before we sell them. I think actually putting them on the steer stuffer actually really cut down on the amount of grain we're going through. Personally, I mean, I don't know. It seems like the steers, they're a little bit more even. So, and like I said, I am getting a better handle on the cattle herds around here. The intentions are to we'll have more bulls in with each herd. Ryan's got 2, Dad's got 2. I'll have 2, potentially 3 next year, but the only reason for that is Mom, Dad, and I, we use the same bulls. We just, when we put them in, and Mom and Dad put them in from, was it August 15th? Typically, I usually try to put them in August 1st, and then we leave them in until about December. And then starting this year, I'm going to put the red bull, back in with my cows from January until actually good for some reason. January 1st until March 1st, and then again from June 1st till August 1st or 15th, wherever we end up taking them back down to my parents' cattle. Kind of splits up my calving date a little bit. Not really something I'm striving to do, but my cows are already split up as it is. I mean, by their own choosing, it seems. And it's just a way for me to make sure that I'm at least getting all my cattle are able to produce something even if I got to deal with split herds, I'll manage it. It's just what I'll have to deal with. I mean, because right now I am in going to be in a pretty aggressive cattle expansion mode here, and what I mean by that is basically all heifers are being kept back. I mean, barring, you know, just complete goofballs that are just nightmares to even have in the lot. So, you know, things are really, I know you guys see it a little bit online, but I don't show you everything, but I definitely say things are, we're moving right along. We're growing, we're expanding. Cattle, crops, I mean, I'd say we're doing all right. I mean, it's definitely not the struggle days of what, yesteryear. So that's a big relief. And then these beets are standing a lot better, so hopefully I can get through them a little quicker. Well, in closing, actually, because I talked a little bit longer than I intended to. This is like my third soybean video in the combine. You won't see me in the combine for a while. I mean, my bean or my corn, I don't plan on harvesting them till November, and then we'll have all Dad's stuff. And then once we get a bunch of corn harvested out, I'm gonna go through and grind up all the stalks so we can get a bunch of bedding made. We won't be able to get all of our bedding made, but at least get a start on it. Ideally before it gets rained on too much. All right, guys, I need to focus on what I'm doing here, because this is it. And beans will be done. Got a little $15 corn going in the hopper. Not really trying to do that. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more rest of the story videos. Got a little bit of everything coming yet, between corn harvest and hauling and tillage and some more cow videos and everything else. So until next time, I'll talk to you later.